How y'all doing? My name's John Irvin. I am the Director of Digital Transformation for Levrex, an SAP partner. With me today is Pete Demchenko. Say hi, Pete.
Hi, folks. I'm Pete Demchenko. I'm Director of Sales and Strategic Accounts. So thank you for joining the next webinar in our series here with John and I.
All right. So like I said, I'm a 36-year PLM, CAD, visualization veteran. I've worked for a lot of the major companies like SAP, IBM, Dassault, Siemens, to name a few. And I'm going to talk today about how we can leverage our engineering data all the way through to our manufacturing process. So now that you can see that I have a face built for radio, I'm going to turn my camera off so as not to distract anyone, and we're going to start the presentation. So our agenda for today is a little bit about who Levrex is. Then we're going to talk about what is the digital twin. Then I'm going to talk about the power of visualization across all lines of business. And then we're going to talk about some SAP integrated products that accomplish this visualization in an automated fashion. And then I'm actually going to give you a demonstration of the art of what is possible. And then we're going to have some questions and answers. So a few facts about Levrex. We were formed in 2003. We have a little over 1,000 employees. We are a global organization. We have 3 North American headquarters. Our main headquarters are in Mountain View, California. Our data center is in Troy, Michigan. And we have another office in King of Prussia, which is in Pennsylvania, very close to Philadelphia. And we have a lot of worldwide locations. We have over 600 clients. We've rolled out over 650 projects. And we closely collaborate with both SAP and Siemens. Recently, I would say last year, with the partnership between SAP and Siemens, Levrex also became a Siemens Global Alliance partner. So enough about Levrex. So what is the digital transformation? So a digital transformation isn't necessarily about digital technology, but about the fact that technology, which just happens to be digital, allows people to solve their traditional problems more efficiently. And people prefer a digital solution over their legacy solution. The transformation stage means that digital usages inherently enable new types of innovation and creativity in a particular domain, rather than simply enhance and support traditional methods. In a narrower sense, digital transformation refers to the concept of going paperless, as well as reaching a well-defined digital business maturity, which affects both individual businesses and really all segments of society. So, using digitalization and one single source of the truth, which is our master CAD data, our single source of the truth, we now have the ability to combine this 3D CAD data and the 2D metadata and link it to your business data. This is very powerful in any organization as it visually and easily presents both the original and supporting data to all permitted users. Visual data is easier to consume and enables better collaboration and far more effective decision-making by leveraging a lightweight digital twin. A digital twin is a virtual model of a process, product, and/or service. This pairing of the virtual and physical worlds allows analysis and data monitoring of systems, and we can head off problems long before they occur. We can prevent downtime, even develop new opportunities, and plan for the future by running simulations. It's the foundation for new technologies like the Internet of Things, machine learning, blockchain, big data, and an asset information network.
Just to add on to John's comments, one of the important things is people, right? And people have changed. This next generation of folks that are coming into the industry, they're not interested in reading through a stack of manuals or even a paragraph, okay? They're interested in seeing a visual. They want a right mouse click on it. They want what they want to see right then. They want to push one button to order something, and that's kind of what they're looking for. So digital transformation is like the only way to get there, with the combination of combining visuals and then adding in the automation and being able to create true end-to-end business processes. So here you go, John.
Thank you, Pete. So if we leverage these 3D digital twins, we can actually leverage them across all lines of business. It doesn't matter if it's manufacturing or service or asset management. It can be engineering and construction, the Internet of Things, throughout your product lifecycle management. You can do real estate and facility management with it, and you can control your customer experience. So say you're building a new model of some product that's very different than your traditional products, and you haven't really got the first ones completed. You're still prototyping. Well, you can take that CAD data and you can make whatever that product is look like it just rolled off the final assembly line. And then you can market with this material or make web content out of it. So the narrow or long story short is you can make CAD data look like photorealistic art, as well as some of these other concepts I'm going to show you, like visual work instructions. We're going to get into that in a little bit. So I'd like to introduce you to the SAP 3D Visual Enterprise on-premise products. SAP 3D Visualization includes the Visual Enterprise family of on-premise products and components. These enable 3D and 2D visualization in a wide range of integrated SAP. And it's integrated with either S/4HANA as well as ECC. Oh, my mouse jumped, I apologize. So it's a suite of products. Let's talk about the suite of products. The very first product is called the Visual Enterprise Generator. Think of the Visual Enterprise Generator as a scriptable automation engine for CAD conversion and business data integration, as well as storing this data inside of SAP. And then we can extend this digital twin data with Visual Enterprise Author. So the digital twin is an exact reproduction of your CAD data, except one very important fact. CAD data, as you may or may not know, is very, very heavy. So if I have large assemblies, I'm unable, even with today's technology, in some cases, to view an entire product. Well, by the use of a digital twin, an SAP Visual Enterprise takes anywhere from 95 to 99% of the file weight out while maintaining all fidelity of the parts. So the measurements are accurate and it looks exactly like it looks in CAD. So that's an important caveat, is the fact that these digital twin files are so much lighter than their CAD masters. And guess what? They stay synchronized with their CAD masters. So when an engineering change occurs, if I've taken this digital twin content and I've authored and published content with it, I can update whatever I've already published, and it will have incorporated all the new engineering changes, which means I didn't lose any of the authoring or extension work that I might have made in the second product, Visual Enterprise Author. That's where I take these digital twins, and maybe like you see over here on the right, I want to add some 2D callouts or some pictures that say, hey, these are the tools I want you to use to assemble this product. So this is how we can create animations. We can just take the digital twin data and extend it, make it better to tell a story. Because really, like Pete said, no one wants to read anything anymore, so we have to show them visually. So then we also, in the third product in the Visual Enterprise Suite, is Visual Manufacturing Planner. And that allows us to visually create and edit any BOM. And this is very popular for our folks in engineering that want to do the engineering to manufacturing handoff. So what I can do with Visual Manufacturing Planner is say, what's coming out of CAD is my engineering bill of materials. And I have a digital twin that represents my EBOM. Well, I can take that EBOM into Visual Manufacturing Planner and I can rearrange the BOM or whatever I want to do to make it my manufacturing bill, add components, dunnage, whatever to make it the manufacturing BOM. But guess what? I also get a 3D assembly along with it. Then I can create a new routing, or I can attach it to an existing routing. And for those of you who don't know, a routing just tells people who build the parts on the shop floor which parts get consumed or used in which build operations. That's what routing means. So it's a very powerful tool. That's Visual Manufacturing Planner. Then we have the viewer. And the viewer, the really neat thing about the viewer is it's free. SAP does not charge licensing to use their viewer, and the viewer is absolutely everywhere. It's inside HANA and ECC. It runs standalone on your desktop. It works on any mobile platform, iOS, Android, Windows Mobile. So and it also works in HTML5, which means it can be embedded inside a web browser. So it's very easy to view the data that's created by Visual Enterprise Generator and Visual Enterprise Author. And the last product is, it's not really a Visual Enterprise product, it's just an SAP product, but it goes hand in hand with Visual Enterprise. And it's the Engineering Control Center. And that is the integration platform for all authoring tools, which acts as a document management gateway hub for easily viewing and creating SAP business objects. So you can create bounds, materials, routings, links visually very easily with the Engineering Control Center.
Just to add to that, like if you're old like me and John, you probably remember when Handoff to Manufacturing from engineering was taking a pile of papers and walking over to the manufacturing engineer's desk, plopping it on his desk and say, there you go, buddy, it's released. And see how far we've come. Just a little history.
We certainly have come a long way. And SAP does have a special bundle for folks that like to, let's say dip their pinky toe into the water and test out their visualization products. So if you are already an SAP customer and you're running ECC or HANA, you can actually get everything I'm showing on the screen right here for under $10,000. A single license of each for one price. So I think that's really cool. It's called the EPE bundle, engineering, what is it? Engineering production something, Pete, enterprise?
Yeah, engineering, oh God, I can't remember right now.
That's okay. I can look it up and talk about it towards the end. So
we'll put it in our email. Yep.
Just as a quick review. So we have the generator, and that does our CAD translations to these digital twin, ultra lightweight files in an automated fashion. So say I'm a company that has a lot of products and a lot of CAD data. Well, I can literally just throw it all at the Visual Enterprise Generator, and it's a very scalable product. So if I want to have multiple licensed process engines, I can run in parallel. Otherwise, I run like a printer, one job at a time. Regardless, it creates these digital twin files. It creates a document info record in ECC or HANA. It creates the digital twin files, and it attaches them as a document original on the Originals tab to said DIR. It also has the ability to create the material automatically if it doesn't already exist. So that can be a huge time saver in automation. And we can publish. The cool thing about the Visual Enterprise products that I did not mention is they read and write over 120 different formats. So literally, in my 36 years of doing this, I can count on one hand the number of formats that Visual Enterprise isn't able to read. And I didn't mention that I've been with the product for 20 years now. So in 20 years, I can count the times on one hand that Visual Enterprise A couldn't read it or B couldn't write it. So it's very powerful. So next is the author. Remember I said the Visual Enterprise Author is just how we take those digital twins and maybe we want to make a 3D animated work instruction, or we want to make a service instruction or a preventive maintenance instruction, or Nike is a customer of SAP's. They wanted, obviously they design millions of shoes, but they want to see what they look like virtually before they, spend any money on material prototyping. So they can look at everything on a computer screen. That's what the author is for. And then the viewer, like I said, you can view it absolutely anywhere, on your phone, on your tablet, in a web browser, on your desktop, inside of ECC. You can even embed these animations and these files inside of MS Office in 3D PDF.
Hey, and John, that means that regardless of what CAD system a customer is using, we take any file format that they have as an original, and we can generate into visual enterprise, and regardless, it opens up the whole market for anybody, right?
Exactly. And I want everyone to know that these files are secure. So you do have, you know, it's kind of like burning a CD back in the old days. You do have a perfect duplicate. Obviously, it's not the CAD master, but it's the next best thing. But you have the ability to, you have the SAP security model, and then within the confines of the visual enterprise, you have the ability to either password protect the files, or you can do this thing called randomized, where it makes the measurements inaccurate, you know, by a large order of magnitude. That you can protect your IP. I don't want anybody to think that their data is not safe. It is. So once you have these digital twins, you can not only make the visual work instructions. Some of our customers, they do visual facility asset management with it. They run their whole plant visually, so they can watch operations dashboards like on the next slide. You can also do production operations dashboards. So once you have these digital twins, you unlock a sea of possibilities. Okay, so traditional engineering to manufacturing handoff methods. Well, we all know about the Excel-based bill of material. You know, that's a lot of fun typing that in, a lot of room for human error. Then what I see a lot of customers do that are doing their digital transformation is they have operational method sheets, and think of those as either an Excel file or a Word document or a PowerPoint. And what they've done is they've snapped 2D screenshots of their CAD data, and then they've taken it into one of those Microsoft Office products, and then they put notes, these red and yellow notes. In fact, let's see here. I think I have one right. We're in. See if I can get it to switch. Oh well, it won't switch while I'm in present mode. But actually, this picture on the right was taken from a PowerPoint presentation, and this was what this customer would use on the shop floor. And then on the bottom, we're actually looking at a routing, which is our build operations and which components get consumed in set operations. Again, a very textual process traditionally. So if we use these digital twin assets, here's what the future looks like. We can use SAP BOMs with matching digital twins. We can use this visual enterprise author to create 3D visual work instructions for product assembly, disassembly, and when we disassemble something, that's really a service workflow. I want to take it apart and fix it. And then plant maintenance. So some customers use these solutions to maintain their plants. And then, of course, they use SAP Visual Manufacturing Planner, where they can create any 3D BOM routing or start any visual work instruction.
So you're actually getting true end-to-end business processes here.
It's a good point, Pete. So what I've done, I'm just running the Visual Enterprise Viewer. And what I'm going to show you, this was originally NX data. What you're looking at is a piece of a fuselage of an airplane. And this is a lightweight jet. And I believe the original data was Siemens NX. And it was taken into the Visual Enterprise, and the digital twins were made. And I can roll this around, I can zoom, and you see it's all 3D. I can hide things, I can measure, I can cut sections, whatever I want to do with just the digital twin data raw, but you know, the converted data. But then what I did was I took it into Visual Enterprise Author, and that's a different demo. I could spend a whole 30 minutes just talking about that. But I went in and I created these visual work instructions in Author, and now you're going to see, you know, what someone would see on the shop floor that had to put this together. So basically, and this is not a movie, this is interactive. You can stop this at any time, and I know it's going really fast right now. You can slow that down. I told it to play all steps, but like I said, you can stop it, you can rotate it, you can say, man, that's in the way. This support is in the way. Well, I want to hide it. I want to hide that. Maybe I want to hide that. But you know, you have the, oh, I want to take a measurement. You have the ability to view this any way you want to view it. And this is out on the shop floor. And people can control this by a touch screen or voice activated next step. And this is how, you know, customers that have been through a digital transformation, they're using work instructions, 3D visual work instructions on the shop floor to build their products. And this is just one example. Let me show you another example. Maybe it's a a maintenance procedure for my plant. So if I come over here and I hover to the left, this is just my bill of materials, my BOM. I can see all my metadata here. And then if I pick here, steps, think of steps as build operations. This is where in Author, I created these animations. Now, step by step, you can tell someone what to do. Step 2, remove the safety wire and discard. And, step 3, locate the wire. Yep. Step 4, remove the safety wire. And so you're giving someone a bird's eye view and showing them exactly what to do. Now we want them to unscrew that. We're even telling them lefty-loosey. Now we've got to take this bracket out. Now we got to do repeat and rinse. Same thing on the other side. And I'm going a little faster now. Now my operator can grasp both handles firmly and turn it, get it unlocked, and now it can be removed. So, and again, now another safety procedure. So this is the concept of the visual work instruction. Let me show you.
So you're a global, oh, sorry, John, you're a global company. You have to train people around the world. These visuals make that training very simple compared to trying to explain this in a paragraph and with videos and things like that. Here it's all built to snuff.
So what we did here, this was a BASF plant, and yes, they did not have CAD data for each and every item. So we took white laser scanners onto their campus, and we literally scanned everything. And once you have a scan of something, a white laser scanner shoots roughly 5 million points a second. You get what's called a point cloud. And then there's software out there that will allow you to take that point cloud and pull all of the outside shapes, all of the 3D geometry out of the point cloud. And that's how we get these factories. But, if you have CAD data, if there's CAD data, then you can build a digital twin. And you can use symbologies. A lot of our customers have, worldwide plants. And of course, not all of their employees speak the same language. So they try to limit the amount of text they put in these visual work instructions, and they use symbology, that show the right wrenches or what the operation is. And we find that very helpful to tell the story as well. That's really all I have to talk about and show. I'll continue to leave this run, but do we have any questions, Matt?
No questions at the moment. This is a good time. If anybody has questions, please feel free to type them in either into the chat or into the questions box on the right-hand side of your screen.
I got a question for you guys. Isn't this the coolest stuff you ever saw? Could you imagine from the old days that we could do this now? You got to take advantage of this. It's just true end to end.
It's cost effective, and I have seen, I've probably done, at least 200 of these implementations of Visual Enterprise over the last 20 years. And every customer that I have helped sees really, really significant efficiency gains and cost savings just because they're communicating with their X and Y generation employees more efficiently, and people are more visual, and the time being saved by people being able to find exactly what they need, and the quotation process to suppliers. You can share, hey, when you go out for quote, you can say, can you build me something like this? It just amazing the money and time I've seen customer after customer save. That's why I'm still so passionate about this stuff.
John,
as I was when I started. I think this stuff is still as cool as ever.
John, we got a question from the audience.
Sure.
How does this work with Windchill and Creo?
It works beautifully with Windchill and Creo. In fact, SAP has two options. If you desire a bi-directional integration, meaning it talks both ways, I should probably turn my camera back on so you can see me. So if you want bi-directional integration between Windchill, which has Creo data stored, and SAP, there is a PDMI tool, which will facilitate a bidirectional integration. And if you only desire a one-way, say push the data out of Windchill through a scriptable workflow, a worker agent, then Visual Enterprise Generator has the tools to accept that data right out of the box with what's called a hot folder. So it integrates really nicely with Windchill and Creo, with Siemens and Teamcenter, and with Anovia and CATIA.
Yep. And one important point to remember is, because it's in Visual Enterprise, it's available to all the people on the manufacturing side, because truly the design doesn't end at the drawing or a model. It ends at a product that gets sold to the customer. And that's the difference here. Visual Enterprise provides that full value stream all the way through down to the customer. Like John says, purchasing, service, all those folks are working with the same single source of data.
Then that's what we mean when we say one source of truth. And this stuff is synchronized with your CAD data, like I said earlier. So when an engineering change occurs and the CAD data updates, you get all of, like, this work instruction here would be updated once I told it was okay to update it. Obviously, I'm old school. I don't take any changes blindly without putting the eye on them a little bit first, and then I accept the change. But if you're crazy and you want automatic updates, I can do that too.
So, hey guys, we've got a couple more questions that have come in. So next question is, how easy is it to learn to create the initial drawings for creating instructions?
If you spend 3 days with me, I'll have you making something like I just showed you. So 3 8-hour days, it's easy. I had my kids doing it when they were younger, you know, just because I'm a geek like that. And I don't think they were, you know, not even 10 yet, and they were both using Visual Enterprise. So yes, it's so easy, even a child can do it.
Outstanding.
So easy I can do it.
I was going to say, if I can do it, anybody can do it.
Thanks, John. So next question, what factors typically determine the costs and benefits of this implementation?
Well, the cost and benefit of the implementation. So you want to look at your total cost of ownership and your return on investment. So I would encourage a company like that I would hope they would have some baseline data on how they're doing things today. For example, how much does it cost to process on average an engineering change? How many engineering changes do I run a month? What's the average cost? Most companies cost it somewhere between $4,000 and $6,000 per engineering change. And then I would look at my time. How long is it, you know, my tact and cycle time, even on my assembly lines, what are they today, and how could I benefit if I could shave off, you know, 10 seconds here and 5 seconds there? Trust me, it all adds up. If I can educate the people faster to make the products come out the other end faster. So to answer the question, there are a lot of different areas you've got to look at. You've got to look at your baseline in engineering. How long does it typically take? If I'm creating that the PowerPoint or the Excel or the Word document that has 2D snapshots of CAD data and then some call outs and stuff, and that's what I'm having my products built with on the shop floor, I would like to know the timing that it took to make it the first time. Well, you really have to make those over and over again. There is no automatic update because when engineering data changes in CAD, you have to snap a new picture. So how long on average does it take to create a visual work instruction in your legacy methodology like I just described? And then I would compare that against how long it takes to create like what I just showed you. I would say that after the 3 days of training, that you could create a visual work instruction in a matter of hours. And you only take that matter of hours hit one time, because if you remember, I told you every time an engineering change happens after that, you can absorb that change. And if I had, say I had a leader locked to a bolt and it had a call out on it, and that bolt changed from, you know, to a bolt that was longer or a different thread or whatever, I wouldn't lose anything. The new bolt would be there and the call out would be attached to the new bolt. This stuff is very intelligent. So I would look at the costs between legacy and new. And you said, well, John, I might not know what the new costs are. Well, that's why I told you, you can buy all 5 of those products from SAP for under $10,000. And I'm telling you, I worked at SAP for a long, long time. That's the deal. That's a deal and a half. So if you want to try it, that's your cheapest way to see. And I know that you could eliminate all of your authoring costs, and that would probably save you at least 20, if not 25% from just in that one area, let alone building your products faster on the manufacturing side. Anyway, too long-winded. Next.
Yeah, let me add on to that. Also, you can look at your strategic systems that are involved, and maybe when you see what you're going to do visually, maybe some systems that you have you can remove and replace, right? And so that's another savings there. And then syncing those systems and maintaining those systems. And then finally, once you get your processes done and improved, because you're adding visuals, you can add automation that speeds everything up and makes it much better. So there's a lot of cost savings along the way that you're going to get when you add this in the beginning.
Right. You're absolutely right. And I just want to emphasize that the generator product is automated. So when a release happens in Creo or in Teamcenter or even in SAP, it doesn't matter what the PLM system is, Visual Enterprise Generator is automatically triggered. So those digital twins, after an engineering change occurs, those digital twins are in your system waiting for you. Now, if you want to run an update, like I said, it's set up to have a human being say, yeah, okay, go ahead and update that work instruction. But all of the new versions of the digital twin files are there and in the system. So automated. Set it and forget it.
So thank you, John. Next question is this done through instructional videos, or is there a wiki location for learning more about using the ECC and Visual Enterprise?
SAP has a wonderful help portal. There are wiki pages that are a part of the SAP help portal. They also have some if you're an SAP customer already, you might have access to what used to be called the service marketplace. There's also some information in there, but yeah, I will share some links because I get all the questions in a written format after our webinar today, and I'll put some links in there for you where you can check out what I know about online. Anyone on this call is always welcome to send me an email. It's in the presentation, and it's here at the end on the Q&A slide. It's right there, and there are some other links here. I write blog articles about the Visual Enterprise. And then also there's an end-to-end video, like I'm going to say it's probably 40-something minutes. If you'd like to see the whole end-to-end process with the generator and the planner and everything. I hear we have one more question. What is it?
Yep. So the question is, all we have right now are solid edge models in SAP. We use PLM. How can we estimate effort to animate the assembly of our models for the plant?
I guess you can. I would like to spend 5 minutes with that person and find out, my definition of animation and theirs might be different. So I'd like to just get exact, hey, John, I want to do A, B, and C. And then I can say, hey, that would take someone who knew the software, a beginner level, 2 hours to create per work instruction. But I'd like to know a little bit more about the things they'd like to show in the animations before I could give them a real accurate number.
Okay.
But like I said, my email's here. I will, we can talk on, whoever asked that question, we can converse via email and I can help you figure out pretty accurately what it might take.
Yeah, so the individuals said thank you and that they'll reach out to you after the meeting. So we'll get you guys connected.
Perfect.
So that's all we have for today, everybody. Thank you so much for attending the webinar. We hope to see you again. We have another webinar next week where you'll learn about leveraging or integrating and migrating data and then using it throughout your enterprise. So again, same time, same day next week. You can check our LinkedIn page or our website for details. Thanks and have a great day.
I want to thank everybody for their time today, and I look forward to working with you.